Comics are totally awesome. And I'm totally awesome too. BRZRKR has everything you want from a comic book. It's got great drawings, colors, great story. It's got great action, has a little romance, and it's about something. Not just any something. It's a parody of some thing. And I was like, well, I used to collect and I love comic books. And they were like, so, did you ever want to make a comic book? And I was like, yeah. And then Parody Press was like, oh yeah. So they made a comic book that's a parody of my comic book. And it will probably be pretty hilarious, because that's what a parody is.
Countless miles away from the ocean, Slade struggles to survive from one pocket of water to another. Weak and weary, he's dragged to the ring, forced to fight in a vicious blood sport where animals are pitted against each other for entertainment. There he faces off against the unruly hyena Kilroy and a hulking gorilla named Leopold. During their fights, unbeknownst to all, contact with Slade's blood alters Kilroy and Leopold's consciousness. Can Slade win over his newly awakened opponents? Will he break away from his chains? Can he continue to endure outside of his element? Should he escape death, one thing is certain: a cruel life awaits him in the unforgiving Wild West. If you appreciate good storytelling, captivating characters, a solid production, action, adventure, and mystery, this comic book is for you. My name is Jason Orfalis, a professional of 25 years as artist and writer. Much planning went to this project, and I have experience in every stage of producing a comic book. Your contribution will make this dream project a reality. Thank you for listening, and good luck on your own adventure.
Release for 500, please.
The answer is denomination founded by a group of Oxford University students led by John Wesley. Ty.
What is Methodism?
Methodism is good for 500, and you're on the plus side. Select.
Common bonds for 300, please.
Adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters, DN agents, the Fantastic Four. What are comic book characters or groups? Ty, go again.
Common bonds for 400, please.
Answer. Killing, Onion, WC. Carl.
What are fields?
That's right.
My name is Professor Baldy, and I run a school for juvenile delinquents. You might even call them mutants. Trust a few reformed ex-cons. Tangerine, Jeannie Gray, Beastie Boy, Snow Cone, and their friends from X-FARCE, Cable TV, Garfarel, Dominoes, and introducing the Newt Mutants. Beware the rest. Magneto, Mistress Piggy, and Cesspool. Now, Parody Press Comics is back with X-FARCE Reloaded #1. Don't miss this extraordinary comics extravaganza with 7 full color stories of marvelous mutant mayhem. Back this book today for awesome variant covers and original artwork tiers. 48 pages of action and hilarious hijinks by some of comics' funniest talents. Parody Press, making the world laugh again. Only on Indiegogo.
Hey everyone, good morning. Thank you for joining us on another edition of Comics and Coffee. I'm your host, Don Chin. Excuse me, I have a little frog in my throat. I don't know if it might be a cyber frog, I'm not sure. But I hope you guys are doing well. It is a kind of an overcast Wednesday morning in my neck of the woods, which is in the Pacific Northwest. I am on my second cup of coffee, which is in my very tasteful Red Valkyrie mug designed by Cy. I have to get a critique from you artists on this, how you feel about this drawing. I think it's kind of disturbing to me, but anyways, I hope you guys are well. We have a great show today. Thank you for everybody that's in the chat. I tried to play some of your comments in the intro. Looks like we've got Joe Catapano and Kenneth Rocafort, Past Master Dan, a bunch of regulars in the show. And I'm so glad you guys could make it here. We've got a great lineup. We've got some excellent guests with some great projects. So normally sometimes I have a co-host, and I sent out a little message to see if he's joining us, but he hasn't responded yet. So Anthony, if you're still sleeping in, that's okay, man. We'll catch you on the next time. It's Anthony from Dark Gift Comics. He works as a bartender, so I think sometimes his nights are a little bit late, but he's a good guy, and he's just kind of getting back into the streaming thing. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and have our guests come in. And normally what I do is I give people, 15 minutes to kind of give us their spiel. We'll have a couple trailers to watch. And if you're in the chat and you want to ask a question, please feel free to fire away, and we'll do our best to post those and see if we get somebody to respond to those. But without further ado, I'm going to bring in our guests. And our first guest is the legendary Billy Tucci. Hey, Billy.
Oh, that's big.
How are you?
Doing good. Can you make that letterbox thing? You ever do that one?
Yeah, let me see here. Let's share. You had a busy day yesterday, man.
Scoot over this way, right?
Okay, hang on. I'll make it a little more comfortable. I know. I just hopped out of the shower. Is that a little better?
There you go. Yeah, that looks better.
Okay, we'll share your campaign. So let me go ahead and bring in our other guest, Billy. We've got all the way from the UK. It's the Rabbi Zvi.
Well, it's been about 20 years since I lived in the UK. I'm in sunny Israel. I'm in Samaria now. So
Wow.
It's like virtually the same, just better better weather, more goats. But it's
well, shalom, Rabbi.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's evening for me. It's fine. Actually, before we go forward, you're talking about time. I have a real question for Aria Blackness in the chat, right?
Okay.
He just said, I just woke up and I got this great show. Aria, you're in Wales, mate. It's 5 p.m. What do you mean you just woke up?
And you said Kevin Rocafort is in the stream?
Yeah, it's Mitographia. He's here.
Oh, I got to get Kevin. You need to do a cover for us for our next she-book. I need it. I love Kevin's work. I met him, Kenneth, when Kenneth first entered when he first joined the industry.
Yes.
And I met him and his sister, and he was just the coolest guy. And I've been a huge fan of his work ever sins.
He's very talented.
From Ken.
Do I get like a 10% finder's fee if you guys? Yes. That would be great. No, seriously, Kenneth is a friend to the show. He's been here a few times. Eventually, we'll get him maybe to come on. He's a little reserved, so no problem, Kenneth. I'm glad you're in the chat. Let's go ahead and bring in our next guest, which is Marvin Wynn. Hey, Marvin.
Hey, bro.
How are you?
Hey, Rabbi.
Have you guys met each other before? Been on shows?
No, I've met you and nobody else.
Oh, okay. What time is it in Samaria?
For me, it is 7:10 in the evening. But guys, I would love to get both of you on my channel at some point. Whenever you have anything to promote, please get in contact. I love it. I do a regular indie show every Saturday, but I'm happy whenever you guys are available. Please get in contact. I'd love to have you guys.
Cool.
Yeah, anytime. That'd be fantastic. But Rabbi, aren't you supposed to rest on Saturdays?
Yeah, no, when I say anytime, you're making a very good point. Anytime apart from Saturday, from Friday night at about 7 o'clock for 25 hours, I'm offline, right? So my Saturday show, I'm normally coming online. I bring a few guests on, and I look at the news because I've been offline. I have no idea what's going on, right? No idea what's going on. And then we normally just discuss the news. Wow, Herrenberg knows me very well.
Herrenberg, what's up?
Yes. Herrenberg is my faithful moderator, and also lives in the same neck of the woods as Marvin in Pittsburgh, right, Marvin?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Awesome. Marvin's been on my show.
I get to the back of my channel. They are the most awesome guests. They are just pure entertainment.
You should definitely.
Herrenberg is brilliant too. He is just brilliant.
He is. He's a hard worker, man. He knows how to get his product into the hands of retailers and and the fans, and such a talented video maker and all that cool stuff. So I heard, Marvin, you've been in that show in his.
Yes, I play a character on the show, and I do second camera.
Wow, cool, nice. So, anyways, gentlemen, we have
Marvin.
What's that, Billy?
He puts you to work.
Yep. So now I've got 3 jobs instead of just 1.
Oh,
awesome. Well, Billy, I had your campaign up here for a second. Let's go ahead and check it out again. So you, my friend, just launched your campaign for your omnibus yesterday.
Yeah, last night.
I saw that on Ethan's show, but I caught it a little bit late. I heard there was, people were mentioning cancer in the chat, and I didn't know, what was going on. Is that something you can share, or do you want?
Yeah, well, it's just, we led to my wife's 10 years. She's breast cancer free. It was a scary time. And then we were supposed to launch last week. And about an hour before launch for this campaign, my father-in-law was rushed to the hospital. And he's fighting through pulmonary fibrosis and lung cancer. But he couldn't breathe. So they rushed him to the hospital. He has pneumonia. So he's been in the hospital ever since last Thursday, was it? Thursday, I think. And but he got up, he walked yesterday. Debbie went to see him and brought him some food, and he's a tough son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So
prayers and prayers and good wishes to your father-in-law.
And it's something I wouldn't wish cancer on my worst enemy. Not that I really have enemies, but
you've been through it, my friend.
Yeah.
So hey, last weekend I actually did a little short video of your glow-in-the-dark sheet cover.
Oh, did you?
I showed people what it looks like in the dark, and so I've got this, and I'm reading it, and boy, it is wonderful. Your artwork and storytelling you've just continued to impress me. Every page is a labor of love. I'm reading it, enjoying it. It's very engaging. You have a lot of action and great, just great storytelling, my friend. So
yeah, and who would have thunk make a comic book with action in it?
I know.
You mean we're not going to stand around and like sit around and eating? That's what they do in mainstream comics now.
They do, right?
They sit in their houses and they eat and they bitch about the world, right?
Yeah, I think Bo Smith did. If you guys know legendary writer Bo Smith, and he did an article on. He just grabbed whatever latest Avengers book. I don't know, like 2 years ago. And of the 22 pages in the comic of story, I think 19 of them had them sitting around a conference table talking.
Yeah. It's the insane amount of incompetence, more than like agenda that's like that upsets me. It's just like you can't. They're being paid real money, right? They're being paid real money to produce a product. They can't pace a story. They can't. You have to. They don't think about the customer, what the customer is buying, what they want. That is your main freaking concern as a creator, to serve the audience.
Yeah. Well, if you remember when all of this blew up, and it actually happened, that I realized was when Trump got elected, and that's they tried to basically, and they did, and you can't find one creator who openly voted for Donald Trump working for Marvel or DC Comics today. You can't. There's not one. I know a few because people tell me things and I keep secrets, but I know a few that have, but they're terrified to say who they voted for. But then you get a lot of these writers saying, well, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my books, right? But the thing is that these writers and artists that are saying this, who are working for the mainstream, it's not their books. It's Marvel and DC.
Exactly.
You don't own those characters. You could say that for your own. If you're like us, you're self-publishing. Yeah, do that. But if you're not, if you're working for a publisher, don't say don't buy my books. If you don't like my politics, don't buy my books. Sorry, I don't want you. Or even worse, I don't want you buying my books. This is what they say.
Well, they don't. That's the bottom line. They don't.
And it's like, wait. And they're allowed to get away with it. It's crazy. You would think that the big two would, the corporate, would come down like, wait a minute, scale back right now on this. But nope, and they just had a free reign. And you would have thought. And they're answering with their pocketbooks. But you would have thought, like, just as a business, you're running a business,
And there's just malfeasance that like to let your creators destroy your business, and that's what they've done. They absolutely destroyed their business. And then, but it's there was a great video by a guy called Dave Carlin who came out last week, talking about all this like woke culture, and his premise was it's supposed to suck. It's supposed to be awful because it's supposed to demoralize you. That's the function of it. It's to like just take out your will to your joy of living out of it by destroying the things that you love, and that's really what they do. And it's across the board. It's Star Trek, it's comics, it's Doctor Who. You freaking name it. Yeah, everything's been debated. Apart from She looking freaking awesome. How like 498 pages.
Yes, we've come full circle now. So, Billy, I did the job of downloading your video. So, can I go ahead and play your trailer so we can?
Yes, it's awful. It should be a minute shorter. Should be a minute shorter, but
that's all right, bro. I got it right here. So let's go ahead and load it up.
It's like one take. Hello everyone, creator of She, Billy Tucci here, and I am so proud to announce the debut launch of our very first omnibus edition, the She Omnibus Volume Number 1. The groundbreaking masterwork that literally changed the face of comics and launched the Bad Girl Revolution returns in this premiere formatted 500-page full-color hardcover edition collecting all 12 issues of She, Way of the Warrior, the 3-part interlacing Tomoe miniseries, and the 48-page She vs. Tomoe celebrating the 25th anniversary of this epic crossover classic. This modern-day Sohei warrior saga introduces Anna Ishikawa, a young woman born of two cultures and who was drafted into a shadow war that has existed for over 500 years. In this complete full-color omnibus, we follow Anna as she begins her violent assault on the Yakuza Oyoban Masahiro Arashi. But after several fiery clashes and witnessing the grieving children of those she's slain in battle, Anna turns away from the sword. Now the hunter becomes the hunted, as Arashi seeks his own revenge against this faceless assailant. And his answer is Anna's family's centuries-old enemy, the Narin Sohei, led by her best friend, the assassin Tomoe. Heartbreaking twists and exhilarating turns ensue as Anna's mission unravels into one of blood and madness, and whose culmination's only salvation is mercy and forgiveness. But wait! There's more! We're also offering lots of other She-related items, including original art, prints, shirts, commissions, and special editions, including the ashcan to She's next great adventure, launching this October, She Sakura. And the best news is, this entire collection is complete and ready for press. We just need your help to get it funded. So please, join our crusade and harken back to the days when comics were fun and thought-provoking. So please pledge, please share. Thank you for 25 amazing years in comics. And remember, we're all in this together, and we're all She strong. Salud.
Salud. Very nice, Billy.
One take. I should have done
Billy,
two.
Let me ask you, how does that...
Great. I can tell you, don't change it.
No,
really like
it's too long. It's too long. It's a minute. It's a minute too long.
I enjoyed it.
Look, as a consumer, right? As the first time I saw it, you hooked me, and I was with you throughout the narrative, which is what you want, right? So I
have to agree. Yeah.
Oh well, thank you. No, it's no past master. That's it's not an Old Navy shirt. It's a Brooks Brothers shirt. So I bought it. I remember where I bought it. I was in the at the Baltimore airport, and they had a Brooks Brothers store there, and they had a set of Brooks Brothers shirts. Clothes are real expensive, and I guess it was summer sale, so it was probably at the Baltimore or something like that. And I was in there, and it was October. And they had their summer clothes on sale, and they're like, there was a cool, looked like the old Soviet Marine shirts, And so I'm like, ooh, and it was like $20. Normally it was sell for like $80, like $20 on sale. So I got it.
Billy, tell us how does the East Coast Catholic boy get into Japanese culture?
Oh,
I want to know how this came to inspire you.
How I got into it, I actually I was in I went to college. I went to FIT, the Fashion Institute of Technology, and one of our classes, art history class, one of the art history classes that you took, and we learned about the Japanese woodblock prints, and it just hit me. It just really struck me, especially how comic book they were. If you look at Japanese woodblock prints, you could see the influence on modern day comics. And I just fell in love with that. And then I was always a fan of, I still think Seven Samurai is the greatest film ever made, in my opinion. And I just threw myself into this culture. I don't know what it was. It was around 1990, and I developed this character. And the character's original name was called Ran, which meant rebellion. And I had the backstory, with the this character that rebels against this, centuries-old shadow war. At the point I got to right before, probably up to 1993, is when I'm like, this character would be better if it was a female lead, and nobody was doing that then. And my buddy Adam Post, if you guys remember Adam Post, he had Triumphant Comics, and John Tartaglione was my mentor. He's my best friend's dad. And I went and he's like, you got to meet this guy, Triumphant Comics. It's great. You should pitch this story. So I pitched it to him, and he turned me down. He was like, this was like probably, this is after San Diego. So it's probably around September or so of 93. And he's like, Billy, this looks cool and all, but, girl books don't sell. So I'm like, all right, that's a sign.
Let me the Castle Buffy, then, weren't you?
Yeah, way before. They had Wonder Woman.
Oh man, you were ahead of the curve.
Yeah, you had Wonder Woman as a series, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do this myself. The hell with this. If this guy can do it, these guys can do it. I met Brian Pulido at San Diego earlier. I went, in August or July of 93, and I remember going there, waiting online, because my dream is to write and draw for Marvel Comics or DC Comics, and I got shot down by every editor. And then I met Brian Pulido at Small Press, and Brian was sitting at a 6-foot table with Stephen Hughes and Jason Jensen, who ended up coloring all the Lady Death books. And Brian was the first pro, if he even was a pro then, but the first comics creator that I met that treated me like a human being.
Yeah.
Because the editors were so high and mighty and highfalutin. And if you think of comics in 92, 93, they were like kings and gods. They could do, they could change someone's life with a piece of paper. And there's Brian, like, man, why don't you do it yourself? Because he liked it. He's like, what is this? I'm like, it's my comic book story. He's like, well, why don't you make it? I'm like, what? I'm like, he's like, I'm doing it. Make your own comic book.
It's so much easier to sell to a customer, to sell to a reader, than it is to sell to an editor.
Yeah.
So much easier. Like, firstly, comic readers are kind of well disposed to you normally. You put out a good product, there's something different. It's just, it makes it easy.
Yeah. And who would have thunk it, right? To sell, to listen to the customers. Oh my, what a novel idea. So
this is people.
That's a cool double page spread. That's Tomoe. That's when back in the day, if you remember, Don, we used to do those massive, the 90s were so great. This is probably 97, I think, 96 when the book ended. Yeah. And just have those big fun double page spreads, and, it was fun times, good storytelling. If you zoom in on it, really, there's a temple back there, and there are hundreds of samurai fighting and warrior monks fighting. It's not very high res, but it's big. It's a big art. I think it took me like 4 days to draw that.
Wow.
But
That's great.
Is this book a hardback or softback?
Hardcover. The soft.
Right, there's a lot of pages.
Yeah, it's so expensive to make. That's why it's $60. And we're only going to make 1,000 of them.
Dude,
so,
$60 for 500 pages.
Yeah, that's a bargain.
Signed and over stretch value. Yep, and we're not charging for shipping. Basically, we're not making any money for shipping, because all these books will be shipped U.S. priority mail. And that medium box that it fits in. I mean, we have to buy bags and boxes to put it inside the box, and then packing stuff. But those are $16 just to ship it. Yeah. So you're basically just paying for your U.S. Postal Service. shipping. But that's issue 4. That's the first time she wore the costume, and she was supposed to be like a prostitute or something. Who knows? And that's why it's really sexy, and she has that little top because she then ended up getting like a skirt and covering it and all, and that's the first time she kills dudes. So
Hey, Billy, if you were gonna cast a movie with she in 2021, who would you cast?
I don't know. Personally, I'd love to do the story, which is the Way of the Warrior story. But I was talking to Steve Peros, my co-writer, and Steve, who's actually who wrote She. We co-wrote Return of the Warrior. He wrote Shihikyo, and he's writing Sakura. And he's saying that people would like to go from the beginning, because the new story has the current She has Anna she's like in her mid-40s. She's a single mother raising her daughter, her teenage daughter. Her warrior days are far behind her, and then she gets pulled back in. Okay. So I love that idea of a mature woman, but they start from the very beginning when Anna's like 24, 23. I don't know. I mean, I've had discussions with producers, and we do have the film right now. It's in turnaround. That I can go to another producer right now with it, but they're going to have to compensate Mimi Gitlin, our current producer, I guess, if you will, because she's paid me to write a script, stuff like that. There's a small turnaround cost, or not that small, Beautiful. But it's not that big either. So, but I don't know. I don't know, Don. I got to think who would play her.
Okay. Somebody in the chat said Summer Glau, who was in Serenity and Firefly. Do you remember
I think Summer Glau would be able to play Anna now because I think Summer Glau is close to 40, I think, right?
Right, it's a bit too old now, right? It's I'm just trying to think who's younger. By the way, I love the that 2-page spread, the Japanese prints in the background, that influence. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, it's so inspiring, and it's like an adventure going on and starting delve. I probably have 300 books on. Oh, I got one right here on Japan. I just eat this stuff up. This is cool. The 36 immortal women poets, like samurai women. It's just all you just read this and like, oh my god! It's very therapeutic too to read.
Have you ever seen the movie Topsy Turvy?
No,
I don't think so.
It's set in the 19th century in England. It's about Gilbert and Sullivan. The famous opera, and it's about this exhibition of Japanese culture that they go to in the 19th century. One that goes to, and he becomes obsessed with it. Absolutely, and it ends up writing the Mikado. And so it's about the whole creature. You would really relate to that because it's sounds like exactly what happened to you.
I will look. I got Netflix. I don't have Disney Plus anymore. I got rid of that, but I got Netflix. I've got Amazon. So I'll look and I'll see if it's up there. I'd love to see it. But here's a funny story. So my wife and I, when we were 93, when I'm like, I am doing this comic. And it was 1993, the summer of or the fall, when I decided I'm making She. I'm going to do this. And we went to Florida and we went to Epcot. And I just kept wanting. And I know it's not Japan, but I was just so inspired that anything Japanese that I just kept wanting to go back to the Japanese place. So we ate lunch there, we ate dinner there. I'm like, let's go back to Japan. She's like, oh, again. I'm like, I just want to look at the architecture. I want to look at the building and I'm taking pictures. And believe it or not, that building became an inspiration at Epcot of Arashiyama. That if you read She Way the Warrior #1. Or the new Return of the Warrior Haikyō, Masahiro Arashi, the villain of the comic of this omnibus, he's got a skyscraper in New York, a very modern, beautiful skyscraper in Midtown Manhattan. But on top of it is a replica of a Japanese castle, and that's where he lives. And it's this cool, tourist attraction type thing that nobody can go to, and that kind of all led to that. That'll led to my inspiration. You know what it's like, right, Marvin? You pull inspiration from everything.
Oh yeah. I mean, anything that's going on in the world, like news, articles. Sometimes I just sit in the park. Sometimes listen to people talk, and you can pull a lot of information and stuff from people, just the things that they're experiencing, and pull those in the books and things like that.
So, Billy, if you had your choice of eating in a Japanese restaurant, what would Billy Tucci order?
Oh man, that's funny. Well, I love sushi like everybody else, but I love udon noodles. The udon. The bowl, I can call my wife right now downstairs and say, what do I get from the Japanese restaurant? Because she orders. Because I'm like, what do I want again? And she's like, oh, you're like a child. I'm like,
so Billy, what are
I'm still doing this.
Are there any stretch goals you want to kind of emphasize?
Yeah.
I know you were. Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, well, actually, we just unlocked 2 stretch goals, and it really caught us off guard that how big it was going to be. So we unlocked the one that for the $50,000 stretch goal, everyone's going to get a dust jacket. The book comes with a custom dust jacket now exclusively for the campaign. And then one of them ribbons, because we want to add to the book. We want to make this. I mean, how many times do you get to tell almost 500-page, have a 500-page hardcover premiere formatted book that is almost like this is like a taste of immortality for you. So we want to put a lot of the money back into the book. So the next one is it's going to be a bookmark ribbon, a satin bookmark ribbon, a red one. And then we'll do stickers. Our next stretch goal, I think, is $75,000. Is going to be a 5-inch vinyl sticker, and then we'll follow with trading cards. I want to do the gold gilded edges to the comic book. I'm sorry, to the hardcover when you see those really premiere formatted books. But that might be that's really expensive, especially with such a low print run we're doing. So that's probably maybe $100,000 stretch goal. But we're also going to be launching on Kickstarter tonight too, because we're the ones that do both. And we've learned that there are people that will only buy on Indiegogo and people that will only buy on Kickstarter.
Gotcha.
And I feel that everybody deserves a little bit of So, and we did the last.
Why deprive anyone?
Yeah, yes. And we launched I'm a capitalist, So we launched exclusively on Indiegogo for 6 weeks last time. And then we did a 2-week campaign on Kickstarter, and we got an additional $43,000 and another 720 backers. So who's going to say no to that?
Exactly.
Free money, mate. Free money.
Yeah.
And I think everyone on Indiegogo should go into Kickstarter, because it's trying to be adult, to grown-ups, and to normalize, publishing. We're not strictly on one platform. You could be like Brian Polito. And just and Brian's fine, because Brian's making over $400,000 on Kickstarter. I don't think he really cares if he goes on Indiegogo. Jeff Smith did the same thing, and Jeff is going to go and do an in-store demand, I believe. But Jeff did $270,000 for his new Tukey on Kickstarter, and then you look at Ethan Van Sciver. Look what Ethan's done on Indiegogo, over $1 million for both his comic campaigns. So I think of the Cyberfrog ones. And then Rainbow the Brute's over 400,000. But even he's like, maybe I will get into the Kickstarter realm there too. Why not? Why not Zoom? Go for Zoom.
Someone asked you, what's the Kickstarter exclusive?
The difference is to make these campaigns different is that they're 11 by 17 limited edition signed and numbered gold foil prints. Premium print. Beautiful. Make the print to make it something exclusive between each campaign. So that's what it is. The books are the same.
Great. Yeah. Billy, you're awesome, bro. Thank you for coming on. And is there anything else you want to say to the crowd? Or
I just thank you for an amazing 14 hours or so. It's crazy. Last I checked, you showed it, we were over $62,000. It's nuts.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. Thank you so much. And, I appreciate being on here. You guys are all awesome. It's a great show.
Hey, Billy, how did you get 31 days left on your campaign?
I think Debbie launched it last night, so I guess technically we're still in the first day, but it ends on Friday. So we can end on Friday, and we can have some wine and close it out on Friday instead of Thursday.
Beautiful.
Why not? Have a drink, have a cigar, close it out on Friday. Why not?
You're off to a great start, my friend. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty pumped for this, because when Return of the Warrior, when I backed that, I had no prior knowledge of She, and so I went on eBay and I bought like 3 lots of back issue She books, and like a stack came signed. Dude. So I don't want to open them. So yeah, and if anybody wants, some of the lots had multiple issues, so like I have doubles of like She #1 signed, if anybody wants to hit me up.
or sell them.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's got the certificate. I didn't even know that they were signed when I bought them. They were just like, here, a lot of issues. I got the Tomoe.
Ooh, pretty.
That's signed.
That's our Chromium cover we did.
Yeah. So all these are signed, and I can't open them. So. So now I could actually get the omnibus and actually read them because I still haven't had a chance to read the old stories.
Yeah,
so
the cool thing about the omnibus, it's all done. So I'm going to send it to press. Well, we're supposed to go on vacation next week. So if it does, it'll go to press the week after next for proofing. Because I want this book already running the day this campaign ends. I want it on the press so we can get a quick turnaround and get it out to our backers. We have a November fulfillment date. Everyone will get in November, but we're looking to start shipping this in end of September. Do it in September. Get it out early. So
Awesome, bro.
The Sakura book, the next one.
That's the way to do it. That's what
we're doing with everything now. I'm working on our October book, which launches in October. I've already done 15 pages of it.
Great.
So that book, our plan going forward now, and I recommend this to everyone if you can. For those of you who are, your Indiegogo guys, your Kickstarter people, your publishers, try to get your book done before you launch, if you can. I understand it's tough. I couldn't do it the first time, but we've used those funds from the campaign. You know when you go over your funding, you take that money and roll it into the next book, so you can do the next one and the next one. J.C. Vaughn, if you guys know J.C. Vaughn, he's writing She Gatecrasher, which is launching in next March. And then we have Zombie Sama 2, Dorm of the Dead. That's already Zombie Sama 2, Dorm of the Dead, and Zombie Sama 3 are already done.
Wow.
It's over 100 pages, and Zombie Sama 2 is already colored. And that launches in January. So that's how start publishing like we did in the old days, man.
It's the She Train, man. That's great. Congratulations. So, Billy, thank you so much for your time, my friend.
You kidding me? Thank you, bro. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. So we're going to move on to Z and the Rabbi. If anyone has to head out early, I totally understand. It's start of your day.
I'm going to go because I got to do another one oh my God, I'm late.
All right, Billy. Thanks,
thank
bud.
you guys. And I'll see you all.
Billy.
Don, great to see you.
All right.
I can't wait to see you all in person again.
Great. Thanks, bud.
See you next weekend.
Nice meeting you, Billy.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to be there, bro?
Yes, sir.
Marvin, do you
and I'll be
cigars?
terrific.
Do you smoke cigars?
I do not smoke cigars.
Do you hang out with guys?
For you, Billy.
Would you hang out with guys who smoke cigars outside the Mohegan Sun?
What you got to do? I mean, we're good.
Right. That's what we'll be doing.
We'll see you next weekend.
All right. Bye, guys. Thanks a million.
Bye, Billy.
Thank you so much, Don. Bye, everybody.
See you, bud.
Take care.
Thank you. All right. That's
Wait.
Billy.
I got to ask you. Have you been on my channel? You look really familiar.
Who, me?
Me?
Who,
Yeah.
me?
Anthony or-
Oh.
Marvin. Sorry, not just weird. I just saw the W and I assumed your name was Wayne. So I didn't bother reading anything else. I thought, it's got to be Wayne. No, Marvin. Have you been on my channel? You look really familiar.
Not yet. I mean, Herrenberg's been on your channel, I know.
We with him because he hit a bunch of people up. The second site logo looks familiar, and you look familiar. Who knows?
I'm a familiar face. I'm super famous.
That must be it.
I wanted to say a formal greeting to Anthony, my co-host and wingman. Hi, Anthony. How are you, buddy?
Hi. Good. Sorry I was late. I ran to the store and I hit a little traffic on the way back to the house.
Oh, no worries. You look good. How you been?
Good, doing good. Everything's on the upswing, so I can't complain.
You look rested.
Yeah, which is funny because we went back to work full time back towards the end of May, and it's been like hit the ground running, nonstop work. So you would think I'd be run down, but I'm actually excited to be back at work. So
all right, cool, bud. Well, Rabbi, thank you for being here. He's all the way in Israel. And did you already eat dinner tonight, Rabbi?
No. I was actually just thinking, what am I going to have for dinner? That was literally my thought going through my head just now as I was working on what's going on next. No, I have not.
You have a lot of energy, my friend. Do you drink coffee?
I do drink coffee. You know, I didn't realize the show was called Comics and Coffee. I normally make myself one, but I figure this is like a smaller, a shorter show. I normally do like 2-hour shows, and I could use a coffee there. Yeah, I figure I can go onto my own Steam for however long it is.
Well, I pulled up. Actually, you're sharing your.
It's so much easier to do it as images than show you the logo. The campaign is doing better than this. This is from about, I don't know, 2 months ago. My campaign is called the Rabbi from Another Planet's Comics Bonanza. Now, this is not one, but two freaking awesome books in this campaign. So the first thing I've learned about crowdfunding is just have one book. People like that focus, but we struggle through. So you got two books. You got the first book is called Biblical Bible Stories of Aces, Creases, Rattlers, and Rogues. So there's two things I know in the world. I know comics, and I know the Bible. I know that pretty well. So this is not a preachy book, a religious book. It's very, very biblically accurate. If you're a person of faith, you would probably enjoy it. But if you're not, there are bits in it that you're going to recognize, like Tower of Babel, the Flood, that sort. But it's not really intended to try and convince you to have any type of lifestyle, right? It's supposed to be a good story, which I enjoy. That's really the main thing about it, right? I want to entertain you. I wrote and drew this one. This is 220 pages long. And I think I cameo. Yeah, I have a cameo in this book as Truth, and Truth turns out to be a bit of a dick. So I thought that was great casting for me. So that's the first book. The second book is called The Imperium. I wrote this book. Dominic Racho did the art in the Philippines. He's a freaking awesome artist. This is a love letter to telefancy of the 1960s. Basically, imagine James Bond, Doctor Who, Emmett Till, the Black Slab from 2001, and a monkey in a spacesuit, all together in one incredible group. We've got a bit of the Prisoner. I'll show you the Prisoner page. A bit of Prisoner thrown in there, a bit of Thunderbird,
wow.
You name it, it's all there, baby. This is everything I like about the 60s. This is 105 pages long. We just had it in 5 pages. Because the campaign did pretty. Actually, we had it in 5 pages, and then I forgot to commission the artist to do it. I've got to forget. So, I was going to wrap up the campaign a month and a half ago, and then oh my god, I haven't done that yet. So we just got those pages in. So if you get both books, you get a freaking ton load of extras. So the first thing you get, this was a pinup, but I just upgraded it to a poster. We just broke $8,000. So now this is 18 by 24, 18 by 22 poster. It is, of course, Raquel Welch from 1 Million Years BC, and the lovely Leela from the 1970s Doctor Who. In the background, we have the H.G. Wells Time Machine. In the foreground, we have K9, the robot dog from Doctor Who. Why are they all together? Who cares, baby? Who cares? Right? Okay, we should just be grateful they're all there, and they stayed long enough for Dominic to draw them. But wait. There's more. I had a huge. Sorry, I
had a huge crush on Raquel Welch. So.
Well, listen, I think that just means you have a pulse and you're sane. So then we have a series of postcards. They call them art cards. They're for the male gaze series. For the male gaze, these are all based on the things that titillated me as a young child. Well, as a 12-year-old boy, I would say. So the first one is a James Bondy one. We call this one "Keeping the British End Up." That is the last line in the best James Bond movie, and I think that's been scientifically proven. The Spy Who Loved Me is the best James Bond movie. I do like the movement that Dominic got. They got that nice turn they're going on. If you like a bit of Space 1999, a show from the 70s, they never quite looked this good. But again, Dominic really has nailed the background perfectly. You might want to focus on the foreground because it's pretty darn awesome as well. Party like it's 1999. Now, if you like a bit of Judge Dredd, the next one's for you. This one we call Don't Even Think It's Citizen. So this is Judge Anderson, the character on Judge Dredd. She's a highly trained professional. As you can see, it's cold in the early morning megacity air, but she's bearing up well. She's a side judge. She can read your mind. Therefore, the name of this card is Don't Even Think It, Citizen. But unfortunately, we are all thinking it. We're all thinking it. So this one is something that's been trapped within my mind since 1982. So this was the companion of Doctor Who in the early 80s, wearing a screen-accurate costume. She actually wore this on screen, and she made quite an impression on me, let me tell you. And she's never stopped making it. Actually, I've got 2 action figures of her right in front of me. And so, you can't have too much Perry. That's right. That's the name of the character. There you go. Hello, I'm Perry. So am I. What should we do now? Maybe we should kiss each other. Oh no! So that comes free with the campaign.
This is a family show, but
they're making a family, and I do hope you're not assuming anyone's gender. This is no hanky panky in the TARDIS. That's what the producer said at the time. This card has given me many woken up. Startled, many sweaty nights. This is, of course, Councillor Troy from Next Generation. I'm sensing strong emotions, Captain. I bet you are. I don't know what's happened to the environmental controls. It got very hot on the Enterprise, and so she had to take most of the clothes off. But the best one, which I didn't even hit a stretch goal to commission this one. I just did this because I freaking love my Packers, right? I gave them something that every person has always wanted. This next card is called, it's just coming out, the Force is female. And I just tell you, the Force is very, very female. It's fantastically female. Again, Dominic Racho and look, she looks so happy. Not having to worry about the revolution. She's got a much more relaxed life now. Jabba the Hutt's very okay with it. Bib Fortuna, not that interested. Not that interested. Got Silasy Crumb. That's gonna get crazy, baby. That's gonna get crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So we got that card. But then we have a bunch of posters. I think I'm going to add in another poster to the main package because I freaking love my Packers. Okay, so we got this one, a Bohemian in Time and Space. My one of my favorite Doctor Who's, the Fourth Doctor. Again, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful artwork. I'm really, really thrilled. And if you like a bit of modern Doctor Who, we have this one, The Eyes Have It. A bit of Peter Capaldi action. This one is called Great Balls of Fire, with the Third Doctor, and this one is a bit sentimental. This is, I imagine, the Fourth Doctor, great old and just going on forever with his companion Sarah Jane Smith. I call this one Forever Young. Aww. But wait, there is more you can get.
There's more.
There's more. So this isn't included. These are for the higher level packages. You can get, these are all hand drawn bespoke trading cards. All right. So you get commissioned to do any freaking character that you want, like anything you want on there. Dominic will do, and they're just fantastic. I mean, look at this; it's just fantastic.
Man. Wow, I like that one.
Right, and again, you get like your own personal bespoke piece of artwork, right? And it's just such great artwork. But then you might want to get crazy with it. And then you can get a 3D art card.
Wow.
Look at this! It's freaking incredible! I love this. And he puts lights into them and stuff. But look at this one with the.
How much are we talking for the
it's not. Let me look it up. It's not crazily expensive for the 2D ones. They're $250. You get the card. You get both books. You get the art cards. You get the posters. Plus, you get no. That's 150. I say 150 for the 2-dimensional ones. Okay. 250 for the 3D ones. Which I think
that's a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is again but and then when he gets these ones are great where he puts like lights in. Look at this Infinity Gauntlet.
That is awesome.
It really is. It really is. And the Iron Man punching through. I can see how he bent up the metal and he scratched it. Again, Dominic is so conscientious, and he always like goes that extra mile to like he wants to make you happy. He wants to make his customers happy, and I'm very happy that he does that. Yeah, Dominic is fantastic. So that's essentially the campaign. It's wrapping up really soon. The campaign is this is basically my last run of promotion. It's ready to go to print. I would like to go to get it in the print queue by this month. In if I can get it in the next 10 days into the print queue, get it in people's hands in August. That's really what I'm shooting for. And I offer local shipping in the US, the UK, Canada, and Australia. Yeah, you know why? Because you just print in the different locations. It's cheaper to print. It's cheaper to print in Canada than it is to print in America and ship to Canada. It's crazy. That There's a $20 tariff or something they add on.
Wow.
So you print in calendar, slightly more expensive, but you save big time on the shipping. So there you go. That's my campaign.
Rabbi, that's great.
Actually, I'll answer any questions about anything really. But if you want to ask me about the campaign, you can do that too.
When are you planning on delivering this beautiful project?
In August, I would like to get it sent to print. The files are all done. It's all completed. It's ready to go. Actually, that's not true. I got to letter a page. I got a new page and I have to letter it. But that's 2 hours work. But it's already everything else is ready to go. I would like to get it in, send it off to the printers again this month, and then. I don't know what the turnaround time is going to be. I think it's going to be about 2-3 weeks.
Beautiful.
How long do you think you'll keep it open?
Rabbi. Yeah.
Sorry?
How long do you think you'll keep it open for?
I'm going to keep it open till we. I think until I go to print. I might overprint. No, I think I'm going to keep it open until we go to print. Then I'm closing because I got my next campaign. I'm 50 pages in. I'm ready to launch that now. So yeah, these are things I already had ready to go. But I got my next campaign. It's just.
So for those who haven't backed, you figure they got 7 to 10 days left to get on it.
Exactly. Basically, this is the campaign. This is right now. This is the tour I'm doing. It's now or never, baby. It's now or never.
Cool.
Rabbi, this is actually Marvin's project. So.
So cool.
Yeah, this is the Edge, and we're going to talk about that. So, Rabbi, thank you for joining us. Can you stick around, or do you need to?
I'm a very sticky guy, baby. I'm happy to stay.
That could be taken a lot of ways.
All right, Marvin, the stage is yours, my friend. And Rabbi, thank you so much. You have me hooked with those fascinating 3D cards. I didn't see those before, and now I'm kind of salivating because I can imagine owning one of those. I'll have to look at my budget.
Imagine no more. I'm going to let you own one. All you got to do is buy it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi. God bless you, my friend. Appreciate that. All right, Marvin.
Sure.
From beautiful Pittsburgh, we have this beautiful looking book, and it's kind of funny because some people may not know this, but Marvin's artist on this is a really good. He's from the Philippines, right, Marvin?
Yes.
Mark.
Yes.
Mark
V.
V.
Dominic. Philippines is like ground zero for awesome art, awesome and affordable artists, right?
That's very true. Yeah, back in the 90s, Billy Tucci, when he was doing She, we had a superhero book called Aster. And in Aster, we had just all these great artists that were kind of coming into their own, like Oliver Isabedra, a couple of guys still work in the industry that we first published, which are Lionel Francis Yu, who's a very well-known X-Men artist, and then Jay Anacleto, who does a book for Image called Aria, and he does a lot of variant covers. But Mark, he was working on, I think he worked on a couple issues of Aster, and then he also worked on a book called The Harriers. But when I was introduced to Marvin through Herrenberg, he came on my show, and I noticed this artwork looked really familiar, and I kind of put 2 and 2 together that this was Mark V's work. And then he sent me, Marvin sent me his comic book, which is a great looking book. This is the first issue. Can you still get this, Marvin, online?
I have a few of those left, but they are on eBay. The regular cover is gone, so good luck finding that one. I've got none. The only ones I have left are, I got the con exclusives, which we debuted at Big Apple Con this past weekend, and the Virgin cover for issue 1 are still out there. I know Midtown has some left, but they sold out pretty fast through Diamond.
That's great. So you're coming up. Is your second issue like in previews now, or it's going to be in previews?
In previews in May. It was supposed to come out July 14th. It's been pushed to July 28th. So next Wednesday, issue 2 will be available.
Okay, great. So give us in a nutshell, tell us what The Edge is about.
So the Edge is a drug that gives abilities, but as they use these abilities, it will either drain them out, turn them into a husk, or they're going to die. So it's very detrimental to anyone who's using this power. Currently only 2 people in the entire universe know that this is a possibility. So our somewhat antagonist, somewhat protagonist, Revenant, that you see is in the cover here, is able to duplicate himself from a single drop of blood. He knows, and he's free out into the world with that information. So the other guy on the far left here, Tardival, he knows. So he's trying to eliminate Revenant from the world. He wants him gone because he doesn't want him to either release that information or get captured and someone gets his blood and then finds out what's going on.
Okay.
So Tardival ends up forming a team to go after Revenant. So what we're doing in the first couple issues of the book is we're not even telling you who the hero or the villain is. We're going to let you make up that for yourself, because we've got a lot of things going on where people are doing things that are sometimes good, sometimes nefarious. You just don't know. A lot of gray areas in this world.
So Marvin, is this are you trying to get this out like quarterly or?
Well, so let's do a rewind back to last year. So last year, we were getting ready to release issue 10. We want to have a release party at New Dimension Comics, the largest comic books chain in Pittsburgh. So it was going to happen in March, and then COVID. So we got shut down on that. I actually have some copies of issue 10 that I'm like, a few people have they got out. So people do already have it. But we were sitting there and we were just trying to decide what our plan was going forward, because we couldn't really release an issue number 10 with what was going on in the world. People were losing their jobs. I didn't feel like it was right to push a new book out.
Sure.
So during all this was going on, we ended up talking with Spike Jorrell and Bradley Golden from Second Sight, and they were saying, well, why don't you come on board with us? We're going to be going through Diamond. And I think that was one of the things that we were really looking for, was another big push to get the book out into people's hands. Like I thought we had gone as far as we could go on our own of saturation. So we ended up hooking up with Second Sight, and we actually were sitting on a brand new copy of issue 1. So there was Marquette did a new version of issue 1. We got it over to our colorist, Luis Delgado. He usually works for IDW, Ninja Turtles, and G.I. Joe. Got it colored, got it to James to do letters, and we re-released issue number 1 in March. So what's going to happen now is, since we have 13 issues done, I am right now writing and cleaning up issue 19. So we're so far ahead that after issue 4, we're going to go monthly.
That's great. Do you are you strictly in retail stores, or do you also do crowdfunding?
We are going to do a crowdfunding sometime next year for the trade. So okay. I want to do something special, because our current contract kind of doesn't allow us to do anything that's going to go into a store. So it has to be something different than what's going into the store. So we have to do something special for it. So we've got something special coming that's going to deal with the Revenant character and a few other things. So we've got some stuff coming up that I can't really talk about, because I've been sworn to secrecy from a few people to not talk about things. So, I mean, we got issue 1 out. Issue 1 did really good. Issue 2 is coming along pretty well. So I'm trying to really push that. And then I believe that once issue 2 is available in stores, issue 3 will be in previews for ordering.
Okay, nice.
Issue 4, and then as we go on. So the first arc is 4 issues that deals with Revenant. The second arc is called Reign of Chaos. So I think that's 5 issues. So it's a mix up between 4 or 5, maybe more issues for Revenant. So we've got arcs planned out for at least 30 more issues.
Is Mark drawing all the issues, or do you have different?
Yes, Mark is the exclusive artist. All the art will be done by him. We do have a few people that do covers every once in a while, but yeah, Mark is the exclusive artist.
Okay. Have you ever met him, or do you just kind of communicate over the internet?
We're trying to figure out a way to get him over here for some conventions, but it's so expensive to fly out of the Philippines that we have to
Sure.
figure out a way to get him over here. I don't
So-
want to put him on a slow boat. So we're gonna work something out to get him over here.
I have to tell you, boat travel. My dad, when before he passed away a few years ago, but before about 10 years before he didn't fly anywhere. He took like these commercial boats, these tankers, and they would rent some rooms on them, and it would be so cheap. And you would have unlimited space to bring stuff, right?
Yeah.
It would be so cheap. It would be cheaper than staying home, right? Like,
Well,
you got a couple
well,
of weeks. It's the way to go.
Maybe someone will do a convention on a tanker or a cruise ship, and then it'll make it easier for us. We can just go pick them up on the boat.
There you go. Do like the Waterworld Con.
Yeah. So the page you're looking at here is the character Interim. Her abilities allow her to see a few seconds into the future by creating a portal, which is also a step portal, so people can use it for transportation also. The good thing is that she can do these things. The bad thing is that she's been opening up these portals since she was 6 years old, so some of them are still open, which was going to cause a few temporal issues later in the book.
Okay, cool, Marvin. What did you grow up reading that kind of inspired you to be a creator?
This is a love letter to the 90s. So this is X-Men from the 90s. This is Wildcats. This is Stormwatch. This is all those things that everyone loved about the 90s in the 2000s and on.
Cool.
Nice.
I was gonna also pull up your Facebook page because you seem like that seems to be something that you're always updating quite a bit, right?
So I'm always updating Facebook, Instagram. So yeah, we've been, since the book has been getting delayed, I've been just releasing pages and things from later issues, just having fun and saying that, since book didn't come out yet, here's some stuff that's coming up later, and doing some previews and showing covers and things like that.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Thank you for sending me. You sent me a goodie package a couple of months ago, and I have the your Mystic. Mystic took a fall.
So I got that guy too. This is on Saturday. So when people started showing these, and we were doing all these other streams and stuff, people were like, I want one. So I've got like 8 left of these, and these are ones that are not going to be recreated. We do have some other stuff coming up that I can't talk about, but there's some other stuff coming soon that is going to be a lot of fun as far as collectibles and things like that.
That's cool. Rabbi, we need to introduce Mystic to your action figure girls.
Okay. I guess. Listen, in Judaism we call that making a shidduch. When you put two people together, there you go. Hi, I'm Henry. I like your armor.
So I mean, but that's one of the fun things that we have with the book is that Mark did a really good job with the character designs, and I like to say that in all the things that we've worked on, and we've been working on this book since I think 2010ish or so. I actually went back through emails, and I found out the first time we talked was in 2008. Wow. So so yeah, it's been a lot of labor, and it's really interesting to see like us to be able to work together for this long and this long to get success on this kind of thing, and it's just a testament of not giving up and just keep persevering and just knowing that eventually you're going to get there. I mean, the road's not easy, and that's like that. So that's what I want to do is later this year, I'm going to do a newsletter and videos on Script to Store, where I'm going to go through the whole entire process of writing the script, proving the art, and then getting the book into the store, just to show people all the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into this. How much sometimes I hate life when you're trying to write something and it's just not working for you, and you just throw it away on the side. And that's what we end up having to do is, with the first 4 issues, there was some story that just didn't fit and didn't work. So we end up turning it into a one-shot. So what we're going to do is, in between each arc, there's going to be a one-shot that carries the story. So it's going to be that this happened, which builds into the next issue, but we want to give it its own life in its own time. So the first arc is going to be set in Pittsburgh, and it's going to feature some of the characters from Harrisburg.
Oh, awesome! That's great. I love it when people collaborate.
So, yeah,
Marvin looks wonderful.
we just want to have fun. I mean, comics should be fun, right? And if we're not
Definitely.
having fun, then it's not worth it, is it?
No, not at all.
Beautiful.
The artwork is awesome, man.
Yeah, I really like it.
And that's why Mark is the primary artist, because he gets the characters. and
Yes.
and like we've had some where we've gone to other artists and they've done art and we're like, can you fix this? Can you fix that? I don't have to have Mark fix anything but one thing. Blaine's hair in the first issue, he had the shoulder length hair and I hated it. So we made that change. It gave him the anime point, and it just worked so much better with the character with that different hairstyle.
Okay.
I love the line art on the sequential pages. It's really nice. You can't see it so well because the coloring's so good. Would you ever consider doing a black and white version?
A black and white?
Yeah, like an oversized black and white version. I think that'd be cool.
I mean, it's a possibility. I don't ever want to say no about anything because you never know what someone asks for. So people, like, you're asking for something. So as
right. I mean, look, the coloring there is fantastic. I love the reflection of the blue light, but the coloring's so good. You're not noticing how good the line art is. It's really very. His weight of line is perfect. It's very good.
So I think
the colors as well.
No, the colors are Luis Antena Delgado and Stephen Levesky are the two primary colorists. But I mean, it's like I said, that there's so much going on with this stuff, and like I would probably say that we might want to do like an issue 1, like whole issue 1 just in pencils, and then throw that into the trade. So like I said, I was trying to do something.
Yo, that'd be great.
That could be an option. Issue 1 all just pencils and inks.
That would be really, really nice. I like it.
Very cool, guys. So you can go to Marvin's Facebook, The Edge. Just do a search and Edge Comic, and you can check out everything that we see here. I'm sorry, Anthony, were you going to say something?
I was just curious. I know it's a kind of a silly question, but I know you mentioned that you changed the hair of the one character.
Yes.
Did you write that into the story? Like, did you reference it?
Yeah, we burned his hair off in the first issue.
Love it.
Because it was something that came late in the story, like late in the game of the story, where I was like, man, I hate this guy's hair. I hated his hair. I hated it. It just grated on me that I didn't like it at all. So it came down to like, all right, let me do something, and then let's see what Mark comes up with as far as a new hairstyle. So we're like, all right, yeah. So there's a fire in the first issue, and we burn his hair off, and like he falls out of a building, and his hair is like cindering, and you can see that the smoke rising up from it.
That's great.
That's probably a cool image too.
That's great.
Yeah,
Marvin, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I was just saying, this is our basically one of our primary teams of characters. Where later in the book, the Edge gets commercialized, and we actually have a team that has injection points in their spine where they can inject a different version that gives them whatever powers they need at that point in time. So they have like a digipad on their wrist, and they can call the power, and then they get an injection to get that power.
Oh, okay. Nice, man. I also saw Herrenberg mention you guys are going to be at a con in August.
In August? Or no, wait, BRZRKR in the end of this month, next weekend.
Okay, I think it said right here, Steel City Con?
Steel City, yeah, in August. Yep, that'll be the next con after Terrific Con. Yep.
Okay. Is the one that you're going to see Billy at, that's Terrific Con?
Yes.
Okay. Cool, guys. I wish I was on the East Coast, but eventually we'll all get to meet someday, I hope.
So Herrenberg and I will be in Sacramento next year for Free Comic Book Day at Empire Comics.
Oh, wow. I might have to come down and see you guys, because that's still about 6 hours away. Right. But I have. So, I mean,
I'm trying to. We're like next year is going to be an expansion of everything that we're trying to do and try to hit as many places. We may even do a con in Alaska next year.
Wow, cool.
AGS Con, they did a con recently and they did really well. So we may try that one out. But I'm trying to hit up a bunch of other stores on the West Coast also, because they've been asking. They were asking me to come out for signings, and like I'm going to try to do as much as I can next year with with traveling
Nice.
around and getting to stores and meeting everyone.
That's great, Marvin. Well, congratulations, man. You look like you've got it all well planned out, and it's exciting to just kind of see everything that's developing with your product.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
thank you for coming on again.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Let's see. We are I think that's pretty much our show. I did want to let Anthony kind of give us an update on his campaign, and then I just wanted to mention BRZRKR in closing. So Marvin and Rabbi, you're welcome to hang around. We'll probably have like 5 minutes left, and then we'll call it a day. But Anthony, tell us what's going on in your neck of the woods.
Well, like I said, I went back to work, so I wasn't really getting as much drawing done as I wanted. So I used my free time wisely, and we got in all the trading cards, prints. I got the tapestries in, so all that's in. And now that work has finally pivoted out, I'm about halfway done with the pencils, and about more than a quarter way done with the inks. So starting next after this weekend, I'll be finishing those up and then working on the second half of the book.
Great. When are you hoping to ship?
Well, I gave myself to December, so I have plenty of time to do that. But I have a personal goal in my head, which I might be late for because, going back to work and stuff. But
sure.
I want, in my head, I wanted to do September, but I'm thinking maybe it might be more like October. So.
Okay.
But I gave myself to December in case any other hiccups come along. So.
Yeah, and the name of your book is Hunting Alice.
Hunting Alice, correct.
There we go. I'll share it real quick, guys. So I put all the links to all our guests, including Anthony's campaign, in the YouTube link. So if you guys are watching this on a replay, you can click and support Billy's project or Marvin's or the Rabbi's project, and the things that we're working on here at Parody Press. But Anthony, you did good for your first campaign. 4,000 is nothing to sneeze at.
No, and it's still in demand. And in my head, my personal goal is 5,000. So I came close. So I can't.
Yeah.
I can't complain.
You'll probably get a bump once it actually starts shipping and people are kind of getting it in their hands.
That's why I'm rushing to ship mine. I've realized I've reached the point now where I got to deliver. Like once you deliver, I think you can get things moving again. I think it's the next bump. And then I'll be able to do the next campaign. But yeah, it's a great looking book.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I've been meaning to come on your show, but it's funny because I guess with the time difference, you do your show on Sunday?
No, I do it on Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, and Saturdays this time of year for me is non-existent because I'm at work 16 hours that day.
Well, listen, if you want to come on and promote, just get in contact with me. I'll do a special hour with you. Whatever. We'll talk about comics. We'll talk about life.
I love your show, so I've been meaning to get on there. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Anthony, thank you, my friend. And you have a normal broadcast schedule as well, right? So you got your music show and.
Yeah, we do an open mic, just to kind of decompress from the whole, promoting run and everything. Or if you're on social media and you're a fan and you're getting involved in little Twitter and Facebook spats and stuff like that, it's one of these things where as a creator or a fan, you can come and if you want to do karaoke and pull up a track, or if like me, you want to pick up your guitar and play, we do an open mic night every Monday night, and we do a showcase. Which was very sporadic. I think I'm going to start doing those on Thursdays and more steadily. We just did our second house party, which you popped in on, Don. You were on both house parties, and I think I had you on a one-on-one also.
Definitely.
And so they're usually about a 1 hour show, one-on-one, but every few months I'll get a few, there's so many people out there, creating great projects that I'll do what we did. Joe Catapano, who's in the chat, was on the first house party. So yeah, we do that. And then I'm bringing back CGN News, my little spoof news. Kind of just going over everything, and that should be fun. That's pre-recorded. That's not a live show. And yeah.
Cool, Anthony. Well, it's so good to see you back again, and refreshed. And obviously, you're a friend to the channel, and we love having you as my wingman. I appreciate that.
I love being here. Thank you.
Thanks. Before we go, I just thought I would mention BRZRKR is still in demand. I did post an update that Bill Mouse finished all the interior artwork, so now it's just a matter of getting it colored and lettered. And so we're plugging along. I'm hoping that it'll come out within the next month or so. And then we do have a special Billy Tucci approved She guest cover on BRZRKR. So if you go to BEARDZZERKER.com, you can still get any of our covers for $15 a piece, or the full package deal for $77 for all 7 covers. So anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you to all the people that were in the chat. We had a good show. We still have a good 16 people here. Joe Catapano, thank you. Definitely check out Star Circuit. Great looking project as well. Herrenberg, thank you again for being here, my faithful moderator. Check out Herrenberg's campaigns and comics and all sorts of fun stuff, videos. And you can follow any of our guests on their Twitter link, which I posted in the description. But until next time, guys, we're having a wonderful day. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Next week, I wanted to say my guest will be Andy Smith, who is the creator of First Man, and his campaign issue number 2 just launched, I think, about a week ago. So he's going to be my guest. So anyways, guys, we had a great time, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. All right. Thanks, Marvin. Thanks, Rabbi.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Take
Anthony.
care.
All right.
You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.